set, but they didn't update the monsters accordingly. So like the monsters don't have Nick and Vex and Slow and all that or Sap. Um, so you basically just have to like increase your encounters and stuff, but they didn't explain that well. They made you guys like really OP really quickly. Okay.
I know, like we've done that before in like other campaigns. Like, I want to like try to like nick them or whatever. Be like, all right, well, fucking you. I mean, you rolled the hit, but go ahead and roll for accuracy on that shit.
Mhm.
Like, and try to come up with something that would make sense in the moment.
Right. Or if you're going to use those rules, don't expect the DM to remember all of it.
Hmm.
Like you are absolutely going to have to remember and call out like when you have advantage, when you're able to make an extra attack with the light property in your action but not in your bonus action, blah blah bullshit.
Hmm.
Like you got to know it if you're going to use it because I fucking can't keep up.
Fair.
Especially when everybody can potentially just pull advantage at any time now. It's crazy. Okay. Um
How did I get hurt last?
we should be good from here then. So is everybody ready to get started?
Yep.
Yeah, you
Hooray. Okay.
got it, dude.
You got it, dude. Cool. So we start as we often do in the air above Waterdeep. This time on the back of a snowy owl, currently gliding on the wind, looking down into the city streets for food, rats, the occasional alley cat to snack on. As this owl is flying through, an explosion rocks the wind, and the owl turns sharply and flies off towards the forest beyond the walls as fire and smoke begin to rise into the sky. We head towards that explosion. We hear crying, wailing, yells of confusion. We see 5 horses with riders tear out away from the fire, hooves clomping on the cobblestones of the city streets. We see 5 figures open the doors to a temple, carrying a small body. We see 6 figures huddled around an altar with golden light that grows and fades and grows and fades. We hear a voice yell, "Why would you give us hope if she can't do it?" We hear a voice say, I tried. I'm sorry, Seth. We hear a gasp as that small figure wakes up. We see a coin flip in the air, tumbling end over end. And we see 5 figures standing around one. As we pull in closer, we see Jenks pull away from where he had his face buried in Juniper's clothes and asks, "Are Net and Squidly okay?"
They're very upset right now, but they're unharmed. We have to let them know you're fine. We have to find them again.
He just buries his face back into you and starts crying and holds on to you. Obaya looks around at the 5 of you and she says, I gotta be honest, I've always been a believer and I've always felt the touch of Joaquin, but I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like this. And I certainly wasn't expecting her to answer or to accept Zephyrin in as his champion. But I mean, you see, you learn new things every day. Well, she places her hand on Jinx's shoulder, and you watch as that glow this time emanates again from her, and does not fade, but more flows into his shoulder. You watch as the clothing in his shoulder begins to glow with that holy light, and it moves through him, and you watch as his wounds start to heal. He looks back for a second at her and looks down at himself as he sees the cuts and the bruises and the blood start to close up and heal and stop flowing again. And he's barely able to mutter out a thank you before holding on to you again, Juniper.
Juniper's gonna pet his head and then be like, is there, and if not, it's fine. I don't know how your memory is gonna be, but do you remember anything that happened before the explosion?
He just kind of like, no, and puts his face back into your clothes. He rolled a 2, just so you know. Like it was,
Yeah.
he does not remember. It was very traumatic.
No. Fuck. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look to fuck, you just said her name and I forget it.
Obaya.
Obaya, whatever we owe you for this evening, just let us know. But I'm gonna get him home and I've got to find the other kids.
I appreciate that. Any donation is appreciated, but a sacrifice was made tonight, and that debt is paid. Zephyrin will be paying that debt on your behalf for who knows how long.
And as always, you know, if you need anything, we're here for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm gonna start leading back towards the horses to head back towards the house and hope we can find the other two.
Okay. There's got to be a fucking dark mode for this. Holy shit.
Flashbang.
Every time. So you guys are gonna head back?
Yeah, Juniper, you're going to be taking Zephyr's horse, right?
Yeah. I'll attach the lead to my horse and lead it back to the house.
Okay. So the 4 of you begin to head back north through the city, pulling a 5th horse alongside of you. It takes you longer to get back to Troll Skull Alley, as you are not currently racing as fast as you were on the way down through the North Ward and the Castle Ward and down to the Dock Ward. As you head up the high road, I would say it's not until you've gotten north of the market and the Godcatcher is firmly on your left. But once you have reached that, ahead of you to the northeast a little bit, coming from Troll Skull Alley, you still see that there is black billowing smoke coming from the alley. You head up north or up the high road, turn right onto Delzorin Street, and approach Troll Skull Alley. As you get closer, you see that the south entrance that allows you into the alley, the one that you generally go into, there are currently 6 town guard that are standing at the entrance.
I'm going to slowly ride up to them and see what they're at the Troll Skull for.
So they're not at the Troll Skull. They are currently at the
they
entrance
stood-
of Troll Skull Alley.
Okay.
So as you begin to ride up, one of the guards steps up. He sees that you're looking at him and he goes, halt. There's been an explosion. It's dangerous. We cannot have people entering at this time.
Unless we live here, right?
Whereabouts do you live, ma'am?
Troll Skull.
Give me a minute. Roll a persuasion check for me real quick.
Like, obviously we look haggard as well. Like, I think I rolled it twice on accident.
Just take the better of the 2.
Yeah, take the
They're
better of the two, it's
both
fine.
2, so 8.
Oh, wow.
8.
Okay. All right, let's see. Guess what he rolled?
An 8.
A 2.
Two. That's 4 twos in a row.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let me just see. Charisma. Yeah, it's a 0. Okay. He steps back. The other 5 kind of fill that gap. He walks back and make a perception check for me, Juniper.
8.
Okay. He steps around a corner and is gone for about 30 seconds and then walks back around and comes up to the guards and he looks at you and he goes, let me see here. Yeah. Sergeant said that they can come through if they live at the alley or if they live at the troll school, they can come through. And the 6 guards separate and allow the 4 of you to ride through.
Any word on the bakery and the owner by chance? We were one of the first groups on scene.
Unfortunately, we can't speak to an active investigation at this time. So,
Do you know
You
the
re-
well-being of the bakery owner, though? I know you can't tell us about the fire, but any update on the bakery owner?
none that we have. We've been guarding the entrance. However, it's possible the sergeant or who is he? He is a constable, I think. We're going to call him constable. The sergeant of the constable may have more information.
Thank you for your time.
He is not. He is just a... Got it. Anyways, they step aside, so you're able to head into the alley. As the 4 of you ride in and take your initial right in, the coffee shop is very close to that entrance, and you, as you ride in, see that is still the source of where that smoke is coming from. It does look like the fire has been contained. You do see a lot of water. You're not entirely sure of where it came from, but you do see that there's a lot of water on the ground and the walls of the shop. There is debris all across Troll Skull Alley. And currently, there are... go ahead and make a group perception check for me.
22.
11.
12.
Eight? What the fuck
Okay.
is with my dice?
They do not want
Welcome
you
to
to
my
be
hell.
higher than that. Yeah.
All right, listen here. I'll pull out real dice. I'm tired of this shit.
All right. The majority of you see that as you ride in, it looks like there are 2 gentlemen that are currently directing operations right now. You are looking at them primarily. There's one that's a little bit taller, one that is shorter. The taller one has like a mop of brown hair, grayish kind of ashen skin, has a like a brownish leather cloak around his shoulders, green jerkin, and tan pants. There's a shorter man next to him, blonde, legitimately kind of looks like Tolimer. And when I say Tolimer, I mean the actual player. Has a
So
nice big
handsome.
mustache. Yes. Round green glasses. He's wearing a purple robe. Has like a walking stick, cane, and a golden chain with a gold medallion on his chest. He's got a brown kind of like a backpack pouch. Can't think of the word, but like satchel.
Bag?
It's got a satchel. Yeah, passenger bag's good. Here, I can go ahead and put these guys in here. You'll end up getting names a little early, but it's fine.
Hi, Hubs. Bye, Hubs.
And Ptolemy, you specifically, everyone else is looking at these two. You quickly scan the alley and you see approximately 20 constables that are walking around, knocking on doors. And you also see that there is a line of what appear to be covered up bodies near the wreckage of the Rise and Shine, and there appear to be about 10 bodies laid out.
So as we get closer to the entrance, I'm going to take my cloak and kind of wrap it around Jinx and like hold him tighter. That way he doesn't have to like look out into the wreckage or anything.
Okay.
I'm assuming he has his owlbear.
Tighten up. Yes, because you gave it to him.
Okay.
So yes, he does still have it, and he is holding on to it tightly against himself and you.
Okay.
Any sign of the other kids right now?
Make a perception check. Or investigation.
24.
You do not see them right now.
I'm going to turn towards the house. And I look to you guys and I'm like, you do what you guys feel is necessary. I'm going to go ahead and take Jinx home. And I'm going to ride towards.
Yeah, I'll kind of motion to Voldred and, I'm surprised, at how many were lost. I thought it was only 2 or 3 while you were in there.
I agree. I don't think there was more in there, especially going in there.
Make a... I'll let the two of you, since you talked about it. Or you can either each roll straight or one roll with advantage. Either a history or investigation check.
I say take the advantage.
I'll give the advantage to Helmer.
Okie dokie.
Don't roll like me.
The dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
They sure do. It's an 8.
An 8. Okay. I'll say that you, with an 8, you can't tell how many people were in the shop. But I will say that even with an 8, that with your time in the alley, you know that it gets pretty busy out here. There are quite a few people that are out and about, walking, enjoying, performing. And I will say that you notice that at least a few of these folks, that there are drag marks leading up to their body where it currently lays. And some of those drag marks are short.
Coming from the street.
Yes.
You said there's a constable right there, right?
Yeah. There's a few constables. I will say I'll say that with the two gentlemen that you could see, that you could tell that one of them has the sergeant's badge on his cloak, and the other one in the robes looks like he is probably some type of mage.
So the sergeant with the pen, I'll just go out to him and say, I don't want to interrupt, but we were some of the first on scene. I'm sure you're doing things here. We're going to head back, to the Troll Skull. If you need to talk to us, get information from us, by all means, let us know.
He looks at you and it's just kind of quick, like looks up and okay, yeah, thank you. We may come have some questions for you later. as you guys start to ride towards the troll skull, you go a little bit past the bodies. You do hear like a whoosh behind you. Anyone who looks back will see that the gentleman in the robes, in the purple robes, he does something with his hand, and you watch as all 10 of the sheets go off of those bodies. And you can quickly see that there are people of all races and walks of life. There is what appears to be an elderly female human. You see two. You can't discern if they're male or female. What you can discern is that they are cloaked figures, and look to have leather armor on them with long swords still in their sheaths. There are a couple of humans and what looks to be maybe a half elf that are just dressed in plain clothes. You do see one male gnome. Give me, anyone who wants to try, go ahead and give me a perception check with disadvantage since you're riding away.
It's a 7 for me.
Okay. Anybody else? Cool. You see, it looks to be a male gnome, and you also see two female halflings. It looks like that they probably had like a couple of instruments in their hands. And then there's two male halflings that were that are near them in the line. And then as you continue to head towards the troll skull, you guys arrive, you hop off the horses, tie them up. Looking around the alley, you do see that there are still quite a few constables that are walking around. You see on the north entrance, just like on the south entrance, there was 6 guards that were lined up blocking the entrance. There's a north entrance to the troll skull alley as well. That additionally has 6 guards in front of it. You do see that there are most of the constables are walking around in like groups or threes. You do see towards the east end, looking at like a small alley between a couple of buildings, you do see one constable by himself.
And you see that there's still a pretty decent amount of debris strewn throughout the alley and everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this place is a mess. There has been no time for recovery or cleanup. You guys have only been gone for about an hour.
Okay.
And the troll skull's windows are still blown out, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna lead Jinx inside and call out for the other two, hoping that they're hear something.
Okay. Make a persuasion check for me real quick.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna start cleaning up the glass from the blown out windows so we can get it ready for repair down the road.
Okay.
24.
24. As you walk in and you start yelling at the ceiling and trying to see if there's the kids upstairs or if they're inside, Jinx walks over and sits in a chair and takes out Lena and like puts his head on it on the table. You don't immediately hear anything from the other kids there. However, what you do hear is, "Oh man, I have got a raging headache. Could you please not yell quite so loud?" And you see that Broxley Fairkettle is currently sitting at the bar. He has found a tea rag and has like wrapped it around his head, and is currently nursing a glass of whiskey that he has taken from behind the bar. And you see a silver piece on the bar already. There's a bit of blood that has soaked through that tea leaf from where the blast that blew out the windows of the troll skull threw him directly into the bar. You can still see that the bar has some of his blood on it.
Wow.
As go ahead.
Yeah, that's I'll go behind the bar, pour myself a glass of whiskey, slide the piece back to him, and then I'll use cure wounds to heal his head.
Great. You heal him up, you slide that piece back. He he smiles as you do. It's a weak smile, you know, just kind of that little bit of a grimace grin. He's like, oh, thanks, Tollimer. I appreciate that, man. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, this is a day we need to stick together.
I heard a bang and then it was lights out. What happened?
The coffee shop and bakery down the alley here had an explosion. It's a lot of loss. Plenty of damage and rubble out there, but it's the people that we've lost.
Do you have any idea of how many people got hurt?
Hurt, I don't know. As we were coming back, I did notice they had at least 10 people lined up in the street covered in sheets.
Jesus. He takes the glass and to staying alive, I guess.
I'll kind of nod over towards Jenks and try to quietly say, you know, so that Jenks can't hear me. I said, you know, we lost him, and Zephyrin sacrificed himself to bring him back. He's now a champion of the goddess Joaquin.
Good for him, I guess. As he puts the glass back down, you hear, and from your new stairs that you have in the troll skull, you see Nat and Squidly coming down, who had heard Juniper and were making their way down. And as they're walking down, you see they, like, very low, forlorn, tears are streaming down, have been streaming down their face. You can see the dirt and ash that they had on them from the explosion has not been cleaned. You just see rivers along their face from where they've been crying. And then you just hear an explosion of shouts and cries as they spot Jenks at the table, and they rush to grab him and hold him. And you hear Jenks just go, it's okay, guys. I'm glad you're okay." And Squidly's like, what happened, man? Like, you were dead." I don't know. Like, I was just there. I was here, and then I wasn't, and then I was, and I don't know. I saw a nice lady, and I think I saw a couple of people I used to know, and then I was back, and these guys were all there.
As he's like talking, Juniper's gonna start placing down plates of like cut fruit, the muffins that she gotten from the bakery earlier, plated up and stacked and nice, and drinks and things like that, as she's just setting food on the table in front of the kids and fussing over them and everything. And she's like, yeah, some things are just really impossible to explain, but you got a second chance, and Zephyr made it possible. He really came through for us.
They take no notice of the food. They are fully focused on Jenks. And you even hear Squidly at one point. It's like, what was it? What's it like to be dead? And Jenks is like, I don't know. It was just dark. And they chat, and they're just hugging each other and everything. And you just see that weight has come off of their shoulders. And Squidly looks back to you, Juniper, and he's like, so Zephyr's not coming back?
He's going on a long adventure. It's not that he's not going to ever come back, but his road's going to take him on a different journey now.
But you guys took Jenks to someone and got him fixed?
Yeah. Zephyr made sure it happened.
Squidly stops, and he's looking at all of you, and like takes a deep breath. He's just like, and he walks over to you, Voldred, and he just goes, I'm sorry I yelled at you. That was wrong. I was just really upset in the moment. I'm really sorry.
There's no need to be sorry. I'm going to grab his hand as he shakes and be like, it's okay to have those feelings when you lose someone that you love as much as Jinx. Just be sorry for the way... Not be sorry, but just be grateful for Zephyr for what he did and what he could do to help get Jinx back to us. He sacrificed the most out of anybody.
Okay, yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Jinx, do you want to go build another fort up in the upstairs? And Jinx is like, yeah, if it's got like a bed. Yeah, we can do that. Let's go.
Wash
And
your
they-
faces.
Okay. And they grab the food that you left. They've now noticed it, and they like run upstairs.
I'll look over to Juniper and say, you know they're not washing their faces, right?
As she's grabbing a broom and dustpan to start cleaning up broken glass and whatnot. Yeah. And like catches her own reflection in a piece of glass, and she's like also like haggard and needs to wash her face. She's like, tell me something that I don't know. We've all been that age.
Speaking of which, I need a Constitution saving throw from everybody.
Can I do it with advantage because I don't want a bad roll?
21.
I got 16.
19.
Okay.
You made
And
it.
what about Maelise?
She got a 6.
I got a 6.
6. Okay. The three of you are you're just kind of not really thinking about it. However, you do watch as Maelise starts to shiver as the wind starts to blow through the blown out glass in the troll skull.
Anybody want to patch that
Can
up?
I? Yeah, I'm going to walk over to the wall and I'm going to cast Mending on the broken windows.
Okay. How much will mending do?
1 foot. I don't know how big the windows are. Breaker tears no larger than 1 foot in any dimension. You mend it, leaving no trace of the former damage.
Okay. Just looking at the windows in this room, they are
Yeah.
much larger than 1 foot. So I will say that unfortunately these glass windows were completely blown out.
Okay.
You go to try, and as you do, you see like parts start to get to like set up into a thing, and you get like like this foot square. But then as you try to push further and you start to lift more, that parts that you had start to like and fall back to the ground.
As that does, I'm going to kind of turn to the nearest table that we have in there and just grab cloth and kind of start hanging it up over the windows for now.
Cool. You start hanging that up. Go ahead and make a survival check for me.
17.
Yeah. You start, as you're putting that up on the wall and everything, you see you get it to a place where like using mending, you're at least able to kind of like stick these like this canvas to the wall at least, so it stays up. And as you do, you watch almost like a sail as the canvas like woof, kind of fills out from the wind that's coming through, but it does stop the wind for right now. And then you hear from behind you is, guys, I know it's probably not the best time for this, but like we can fix that. Like I got a crew that can get in here and get these windows fixed for you.
That would be
we'd
much
like that.
appreciated.
They have the roads blocked off at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, once
I'm
their
sure you guys are going to be
investigation is
busy
done,
fixing a lot of things in this alley.
yeah, probably. He like at this point he's like, "Is it cool?" And he brings out like a cigarette from his pouch. Is it cool?
Juniper's going to light up a joint and be like,
Great.
yeah.
Okay, good. Like, brings out like a little notebook and he starts to scratch out, some stuff real quick. He's like, "Okay, so normally those windows, time, labor,
I'm going to look at
normally
Tolomer.
it'd
Do
be
we have
about."
insurance to cover things like this?
Let's kind of look at approximately. Is there an insurance guild?
That's a little outside of my purview. I don't really know, but I could tell you that normally fixing these windows like this, it'd be about 50 gold. But I appreciate the drink and I appreciate the healing. So let's call it 20 and I'll get you squared away.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Uh Look, guys, I'm not feeling great. So if you don't mind, I'm going to take my leave.
Yep. Understood.
All right.
If your symptoms get worse, find a doctor.
Yeah, will do. He hops off of the bar stool and he goes ahead and he grabs a cloak and heads to the door. As he opens the door to leave, you hear like on the door and then it opens up. And the two gentlemen that were in the alley, the sergeant and the mage, are standing in the doorway.
As he like
Brock's,
gets to the door, Juniper's going to look at Melee's and be like, and just mouth, "Uncle, really?"
She's just gonna kind of, I don't know.
So, Broxley behind you or at the door, looks back and goes, "You guys have more visitors. Excuse me, gentlemen." And he goes in and walks out. Both of them look at him and they're like, excuse me. Your name, sir?" "Broxley Fairkettle. I'm with the Innkeepers Guild. You can reach out to my union rep for any comment." And he goes ahead and heads off into the night. And both of the gentlemen look in and look at the two or at all of you standing there. Excuse us. Is now a good time for some questions?
I'll say sure and kind of motion to a couple of bar stools in front of me while I pour myself another glass of whiskey.
Great. They walk in, both gentlemen. You see again that sergeant badge on the taller one, the purple robes of the mage. As they walk in, the taller one says, sorry, wrong voice. Sergeant Seth Cromley. This here is a member of the Watchful Order of Magus and Protectors. And he points to him, and the shorter one says, yes, I am Barnabas Blastwind at your service. Seth says, we just got a few questions regarding the explosion out in Troll Skull Alley. You obviously were all affected by it, and we just need to know what you saw, what you heard, what occurred.
I mean, we were here when it happened, and we heard it. We went running up there, and Voldred actually was able to go in and got some bodies out. Then we left to take care of one of our friends, one of the children that lives here.
And Barnabas is writing in a little book as you say this, and yes, you said you took somebody from the scene. One of the children? What is his name? Is he here?
His name is
I mean,
Jenks. He is currently resting, yes. He's been through a lot, and he has no memory of what happened of the event. We already discussed it.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check for me with that one, please. You can do that with advantage since you are telling the truth.
Nat 20.
There you go. Okay. Barnabas goes, okay. Scratches away. So you were here and you heard the explosion. You went out. You checked into the coffee shop. You found your little friend and took him out to get assistance for him. Was there anybody else that you may have seen in the explosion, in the damage that you may have recognized?
Well, Drew, didn't
That
you
you were
pull the
aware
owner
of?
out?
Yes,
Maylee's healed him.
Yes, I ended up going into the burning building after the explosion and pulled the owner of the shop out. To get some healing in the street. But as our child Jinx was injured, we ended up leaving the owner in the street to get finished healing while to get aid for our child.
Okay. You went in, you grabbed the child out, you grabbed out the shopkeeper, Arabica, let's see here, and he flips back through a few
Arabica had
pages, and he looks.
No recollection of what happened when we were questioning.
Okay, and understood. Checks through, and you can see like off into a page, and goes back to his page that he was writing on before.
But we were just in the shop earlier this morning. Everything seemed fine.
Okay, good. So you were there this morning, and then the explosion happened later. Okay. Did you see anything of interest? You said it seemed fine. Was there anything out of the ordinary? Any buddy that you may have noticed or observed that gave you any pause or concern?
No, everybody's been raving about their muffins, though. I mean, they're pretty popular through the city.
Interesting. Okay. Was anybody here? Were you expecting anybody to arrive later today, or were you expecting any visitors at all?
Broxley, who just left, was here at the time. Talk about things here at the Troll Skull, but I know expected visitors coming to stay here or drop by.
I see. And is it just you, or the four of you? Are you the owners of this establishment, or is this just somewhere that you work? How are you related to the Troll Skull?
We do own the Troll Skull.
I see. I see.
And there was a fifth member. However, he was tasked by his deity and had to leave town.
I see. I see. And his name?
Zephyrin.
See. Is there any idea of when this Zephyrin may be returning?
Unfortunately, when Joaquin calls, you just go.
When Joaquin calls, you just go. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And
You can clear him through Obaya if necessary.
Obaya
I see.
Uday can speak on his behalf.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate that. All right. Let's see here. Sergeant Cromley, any questions from you? Cromley looks and he says, you want to ask about the gnome? Yes, very good, of course. Do any of you happen to know of a gnome that frequently travels through Troll School, or that maybe was coming to partake in the Troll School for the first time?
We're not open yet. We had a soft opening a few nights ago, but we're not operational quite yet. We just finished construction. I'll point out the new stairs.
I see.
We're still waiting
Okay.
for our what is he? Our cook, our baker, to arrive from I forget what town, but I'll say what town.
Scorny Bell. Yeah, Scorny Bell.
Scorny Bell.
Okay. Well, this does assist us quite a bit in the investigation. We do appreciate your time. We do ask that you do not disturb the investigation scene as we continue to look for evidence to try to gain a timeline of what happened today and what led up to the occurrence of the explosion. So,
What
please,
can
if
you tell
would,
us about a gnome that was coming through here? Just so we can keep an eye out and we know if the person's dangerous or not. And I mean, we do have children here.
So there was a gnome as we were coming back that I noticed.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check for me, Juniper.
$24.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he
She looks
says, well,
really pathetic.
with a 24, that's a terrific roll for this. And Barnabas says, well, let's see, yeah. And he flips back through and he goes, obviously, everything's still under investigation. We're still doing our research. You don't necessarily need to worry about a gnome coming through here because unfortunately that gnome has passed. However, what we did find is it did appear so far in our investigation that this gnome was running from armed pursuers, of which we believe there was at least 2, possibly 3. Keeps flipping through. And at the time of the explosion, it does appear that that gnome was moving towards your business, towards the Troll Skull. And what we have noticed so far, it does not look like anybody involved, affected, killed in the explosion, knew that it was coming.
Almost worse.
So, with that, he closes up the book. Thank you very much for your time. We do appreciate it. We're going to continue our investigation. If you wouldn't mind staying in your home and your residence tonight while we continue on.
I'll escort them back to the door.
Terrific. You walk them back. They tighten up their cloaks around them. The sun is going down. Street lights have started to fire up the oil lanterns in them, and you see that as he walks out in order to give himself some light, you watch as like he Barnabas out of his hand, you watch as 4 globes of light go pop out in the air and just start to slowly circle around him and Seth Cromley, and they head out into the night with these dancing lights around them, providing some additional light as they continue around and looking at buildings and starting to head back towards the rise and shine, and the row of bodies and the destruction over there. Has
Juniper's
everybody
gonna
walked
look
them?
at Ptolemy with a set, like, determined, like, angry, like, look that he knows that she only gets when she's, like, fucking serious. She's like, we will find those pursuers and they will come to justice for the innocent lives that they took.
I think 2 of them may have already gotten whatever was coming to them. I saw 2 amongst the bodies with the noun. That,
Whoever sent them then. Whoever started it.
well, what noun would have been coming to us anyhow? For what reason?
Voltred, where are you in this moment?
Still by like the entrance area after like getting the windows all done up, because then they walked in after. So I'm still kind of like in the bar area where all the windows are blown out on the backside.
Okay. Are you watching them walk out or anything? Have you seen these 2?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm kind of like, as they leave, I'm kind of, because I see the orbs and I was just kind of curious of what's flying around them. So I kind of peek out that cloth of the window and kind of look out the window at them and watch them walk away from the chill skull back toward the alleyway.
Cool. In that case, for you specifically, I'm going to need you to do a Arcana check for me.
22.
22. You look out at them as they're walking away. You see the destruction in the street, and looking at the front of the building of the Rise and Shine, you start to notice something, and you're looking at the outline of basically the hole where the damage is. You look at how far out this debris has flown. You start working it out in your head, and you realize that you have recently come into a very similar type of power that could have caused this type of damage. And with a 24, we're not going to beat around the bush here. You look at that and it pings in your brain that was absolutely a fireball that caused that explosion.
As I'm kind of looking out and I, get that deep gaze and I kind of get that look like, kind of like thinking about there's no way it could be it. Like, did someone really cast this vicious spell in such a confined area on a shop? And as it kind of hits me, I'm going to kind of look over towards Ptolemy and Juniper, kind of like as they said their goodbyes and kind of talking with each other about getting the people that happened to. I'm going to be like, guys, I've seen this kind of damage, or what could produce damage to a building like this. Juniper, remember when you and I fought the Kyrian crawler?
That's what you can do? The little fire that we manage, that's what that can be?
Well, it's not so little. This fireball is
yours.
Yes, mine, yes. But I didn't cause the damage. But that spell can cause the damage. We took care of the fire when in our battle, so that was not from me, as I was in the building with you guys when the explosion happened.
Well, obviously, I'm not saying you caused this. I'm just saying that's what that... I need to sit down.
It can do that. And not anybody can just cast these spells. It takes great training.
Oh, well, at least, I guess the list of people are short.
I have not seen this in some time, but as progressing through my spells over time, this fireball with a direct hit can cause the right explosion. And it was almost seems like how most of it was blasted out of the building. It could have been casted while inside the building or next to it.
Above table. So there was a gnome and then 2 pursuers. We saw the body of the gnome. So clearly they got who they were going after. And you said you saw 2 bodies. So is it a gnome and then I guess one of the pursuers and the other one got away? Is that what I'm
No, I
putting
saw
together?
in 2 bodies that had swords.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's been people with swords.
So we essentially just we need somebody to get past the guards and investigate the bodies and see if we can find any specific seals, signets, type stuff.
I can help with that. As I kind of like whip up like a hand, you kind of see like a finger that kind of goes slightly invisible. Talamer, do you remember the time of our armor?
I do.
Now we need to know who has got the best eyes for looking at it. I can go in, but I cannot use this invisibility spell to get close. It will have to be someone else.
Who's good at being sneaky? And I look over to Melee.
I think I've proven to be not the most.
We don't count the
person, but I think you
sewer.
could try.
We don't count the worm incident.
I'm happy to try.
Okay. So what are you guys doing?
I mean, I can be somewhat sneaky, but my real talent is my.
I'm not very sneaky. I can
It's not all about
performance
being
and sleight of hand, but
it's not completely about being sneaky, as you won't be seen. You just have to, watch out for people. Pay close attention to what you're looking at and see if we can see anything out of the ordinary.
all right, I can go. Just above table, like my stealth is only +3.
I'm the highest at +4. It
Okay.
really is.
Yeah,
It's everybody's game at this point.
gotcha.
My sleight of hand is +5.
Oh, my sleight of hand's +8. That ain't a concern.
Okay.
That's why.
It's about
That's
being
why I was
sneaky.
like, I'll go because my sleight of hand's +8.
Yeah, we're very good with our hands.
Very good.
We've had a lot of practice with each other.
I must say, though, that I think sending 2 of you would be a better option to get a double set of eyes. But you 2 have to make sure to watch out for each other.
Before we get too far with that, is invisibility a concentration spell?
Yes, they both are actually. So for up to 1 hour.
Okay. So for you, you can cast invisibility on one person.
Hold on. It's actually using a higher level spell slot. You can target 1 additional creature for each spell slot. of up to 2.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
Let's do it.
So
You send them both?
Let's go poke
Yeah,
around
I'm
their
gonna send them.
investigation.
yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna send both. So I'm gonna kind of, as they're standing next to each other, I'm gonna kind of just put my hands and just double finger touch each of their shoulders as you watch the invisible fingers come back onto my hand and kind of just spread through their whole body as they slowly just fade away.
Hell yeah.
As I'm looking down at my body fading away, I'm just gonna wait until I'm completely faded out, and and then I'm gonna flick Voldred right in the forehead. Like, that's for the armor. This is a good use.
And I'm
Awesome.
gonna kind of just feel it as he walks away and just kind of do a little rub off of it. I'll open the door for them so it doesn't look like if anybody's there, make
Whatever
sure
did
nobody
happen with
is
that
outside
armor?
that door anymore.
Let's say
It's on its way back yet. It's, we've only been here for 2 weeks, but it's been 6 months ago since we sent him on his way. So in a couple weeks, he'll be here. So we'll see him by the end of 2026. Our cook will be here.
All right. You guys going out?
Yep.
I'm going to open the door for him, make sure nobody's out there, that they can walk all freely, and then they can watch how they're walking along their way.
Cool. Make a performance check for me.
For me or him?
For Voldred.
Performance, okay.
DC's 15.
23.
Ooh, nice. Okay. You open it up, you look outside, and you're like, okay. And you go to close the door as you head back in. But you give yourself enough room so that both Juniper and Tolimer can step on through. You close it. Looks totally normal. Nobody got hit with a door.
I did not mean that.
Okay. Where are the two of you going?
To the store, like walking along the same path behind the people who just left. Kind of trying to like not step into any snow piles or any like puddles or any like ash, like just making sure we're not like leaving a trail behind us.
I'm hoping that it's not snowing actively and that there's probably some footprints we can step into since they haven't been that long.
I will roll in front of the board for that. I'm going to do a straight D20. Low is snowing and high is more of a rain. So something that is not going to actively leave footprints behind. We'll roll that. It's a nat 20. So yes, you step out into the rain. As you are walking, you do have some like, and normally if you were walking in water like that, it could potentially see some splashes come up. However, the rain is strong enough that it is hitting and splashing around you as well on the cobblestones. So for right now, you guys are just invisible and nobody's going to be able to follow a trail. So you head to the shop.
Mhm.
Okay. You walk along the front of the buildings, and I will say with invisibility and with that nat 20 for the rain, that I'm not going to need a stealth check from you guys. You just do it. You make your way between constables and city guards. You do see Cromley and Blastwind. They are talking to witnesses. You see that there is a small boy that is walking away with his mother. They've just finished questioning him, and you see they are now talking to Fala LaFaller, who is the owner of Coralon's crown in the alley. She's the wood elf. She has the I believe it's like a 3-story building in Troll Skull Alley. It has a greenhouse on the second floor that you can see from your windows. They're currently talking to her. And they pay no notice of the two invisible figures walking by, and you make your way to the Rise and Shine. You're now standing in front of this blown out building.
Can we see each other?
No.
Okay. We didn't even talk about a game plan. Well, I talked about looking at the bodies, so that's what Juniper's going to do. She's going to head to the bodies. Are they still uncovered?
Yes, I will say that at this point they are uncovered. There are still some guards around that are blocking view for the most part. You do see that Blastwind, he does every once as he's writing in his book. He looks over and takes a look at the body. He listens to Fala's testimony and looks back over, and so he's kind of like cross-referencing as he's talking. But other than that, they're still uncovered. Just getting wetter as they can. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say, let me see here. Okay, yeah. As you approach, you do notice that the ground and the bodies themselves, everything around the alley is wet from the rain. However, as you get closer, you do notice that the ground is dry around them and the bodies are dry as well. And as you approach, let me get an Arcana check from the both of you.
14.
Oh,
Great. You look up and you do notice that it's you see a shimmer, and it's basically from the raindrops that are hitting the top of, like, basically feels like an invisible type of force field that is above the bodies, and you see the rain like dripping onto that force field. But you don't see it. If it wasn't for that, you wouldn't know it exists, and the fact that it's dry down on the ground. But right now, the bodies are still dry and unmoved.
She's going to start specifically checking the two sword, I guess the ones with swords, the ones that we assume were the pursuers.
Okay. All right. Make an investigation check for me.
15.
15. Very good. Okay. You start to pick over, and you take a look at those two specifically. You do, as you get up close, you do see, again, clad in leather armor. They got those sheathed long swords on them. With a 15, having already seen this before and knowing where to look, you pull down one of the sleeves on the right forearm, and you see that there is a black winged snake tattooed on his right forearm.
Cool. If that's all that I find on there, I'll sorry, go ahead, Talmer.
So while she's doing that, I'll be on the gnome.
Perfect.
The gnome. Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation or perception. And you know what? I'll let you do advantage. Oh, you don't need it. You got 21? Yeah, great. Okay. You take a look at the gnome. You're looking at his clothes, and the big thing you notice with the 21 is that there is dry waste on his boots and his cloak. And having spent quite a bit of time in the sewers of Waterdeep recently, you look at that and you catch a sniff, and you're like, that smells exactly like the sewers. Additionally, with the 21, you do see a pouch that is on his belt, and like a quick feel of it, you do feel a few hard objects inside.
Hey, yo.
What they are.
I only cut the last half of that. What'd you say?
Yeah. I said I want to know what they are.
Okay. You want to try and grab it?
I do.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me.
As I see, never mind.
Okay. 18, you are very quick, very invisible, and a knife comes out real fast. You slice the strap that's holding it onto the belt, and you pocket the bag.
How close are the guards to us, like right now?
2 feet. They are right next to these bodies.
Well, shit.
I was going to create a distraction.
You were gonna, or you are going to?
I'm going to. So I will, after finding the tattoo and kind of like looking over the bodies and seeing that like the pouch disappears,
Mhm.
I'm gonna like to myself just be like, "God, okay, and like look around, and try and like find like a stone or something to chuck and like get distance, so it's not like nearby or doesn't seem like it came from the vicinity, and kind of like create a noise that distracts them.
Okay, great. I would say that because you don't want them to see where it comes from, you're not wanting them to see this missile fly through the air by their heads. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check.
15 plus 8. Somebody math.
23.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a ton of debris around. You watch as these two guards that are standing, three guards, sorry, that are standing by the bodies they have backed up close to the bodies because of that force field, and they're trying to stay out of the rain. They are talking to themselves and do not see as a rock like clack, 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 clatters along the cobblestone on the other side of the street. All three of them, I mean, really no roll needed. They don't get an at 20 on it. So all three, their heads kind of snap and they look to each other. Who's that? I don't know. Well, go check. It's wet, man. I don't care. Come on, let's go. And they're like, Seth and Barnabas have these things. We don't need to worry about the bodies. And the three of them head out to go check the source of the sound.
Just before I take my leave, as they're moving out and kind of a hole has opened up to make it a little easier for departure. Now that I'm closer to the rest of the bodies, is there anyone else that I recognize or anything distinct about the other folks?
Since you now have time, I'm not even going to ask for a roll because you've caused a distraction. You're invisible. You're not really pressed for time for the moment. I would say you probably have about 3 to 4 minutes before these guys make their way back to try to get into the dry area again. So I will say that as you look, you see that there are 2 female humans, 1 male half elf. They are dressed in plain clothes, and as you look over them, you pull like a couple of like handkerchiefs and like some small bags that have, let's say, a total of, let's say 13 gold pieces out of these bags. Each of them has different logos or insignias. You could tell that these are servants of wealthy North Ward families. They were out probably running errands with this family money.
I'm taking nothing besides the pouch from the gnome.
Okay.
I just want to pick up any details I can about anyone that's amongst, the lost.
Right. You don't notice anybody here that you recognize. The gnome, I will say that not only did you find that bag and everything and find that waist on belts, you do see that he is currently, even in death, he is clutching a dagger. And finally, there are the 2 female halflings. You do see they were playing a flute and a fiddle. Those are next to the bodies. 2 male halflings that are there. You're able to just kind of barely, like, it's starting to rain out and you're not really able to see as well. But you can see from their drag marks that they were very close to where they currently are. And you can see their footprints. There's a ton of footprints in the area that they were dragged from. Putting 2 and 2 together, you think that the halfling females were playing music and these 2 males were probably dancing. Other than that, you do not notice anybody that you recognize from the alley. But the alley has gotten busier over time. So there's just a lot of people that come through in and out now.
Anything of interest with the dagger itself if I peel his hand off of the hilt or anything?
make an investigation check. I will say this is going to be a high DC at 20.
Oh, no way. He rolls a nat 20.
A nat
20.
20.
Hell yeah.
On the hilt, it has a really nice like overlay and like filigree along this, but for the most part, just looks decorative. You do see though at the bottom as you look, basically carved into one of like the lines of the filigree, you see a intricate letter N.
And I'm leaving it there. I'm going to try to wrap his fingers back as they were. And I am going to take my leave of this situation.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the extra time being invisible and try to listen in on like any personal conversations about the investigation, like maybe a constable's talking to another constable, they're talking about different theories or anything like that. Just gonna try and listen in.
Okay. I will say that you currently have the opportunity to overhear what Fala is talking about with Seth and Barnabas.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these three are talking about the investigation. You walk over and listen, and Fala says you catch her kind of in the middle of her conversation as she's talking to him, and she's like, "It's like I told you. I was watering plants in the greenhouse on the second floor of my shop when the blast blew out some of my windows. Lucky I wasn't injured. I'm amazed. I think that my my wrestling nestle that I was watering at the time, I felt like it tried to grow and protect me. My plants, I care for my plants and they care back. But I ran to where the windows were and I looked out and I saw the smoke coming out of the rise and shine. But then through the smoke, I saw I I know you're not going to believe me, but I am positive that I saw a Nimblewright take something from the body of that gnome. And then he ran east through those buildings. And you hear Barnabas is like, really, a Nimblewright, one of the mechanical men. Yeah, I think I saw one at the parade the other day, and that's exactly what he reminded me of. It it was just so weird, but I've only ever seen them do a few things at a time. I don't know. Maybe the blast got to my head, and maybe I'm seeing ghosts. I don't know.
Can I roll a history check for what a nimble rate is, or what
Yes,
Juniper
you
would know about
absolutely
it?
can. And I will say you can roll it with advantage because you guys do have direct history with it.
$19.
Yeah. Okay. You went to a play at the Light Singer Theater a couple of weeks ago. And when you were there, you watched as let me see, a 19 works. I actually got there on the first try. Who came through?
I don't know what this Kenku music is, but can we change it? Like, it's very piercing.
Like your mystery ambiance?
It just keeps hitting a chord and it's cutting through my head.
What's in your head?
I wish I could say nothing.
I would have to check and see if I could find out who had it, but you did see one of the attendees. Here we go. Okay, yes. When you guys were at the Light Singer Theater, at one point, there was a large commotion as Zardoz Zord and
The
his
attempt on life, right?
that was not Mert that had it. But Zardoz Zord came in and was a very big deal. People were very excited to see Zardoz and his the woman on his arm that night, Margot. While they walked in, there was a nimble right that was walking with them who looked like a mechanical man. And he took Margot's coat for her and then left.
Okay.
I just looked at my notes. Yeah, Zardoz Zord Zedan Zar is his name.
Yeah, so with all the information that we could gather, I'm gonna hope Polymer has also been paying attention to the time and that he gets back to the troll skull before his invisibility wears off. Fuck, how are we gonna get back inside? Oh, I know what we're gonna do. It's fine. I know what I'm gonna do anyway. So I assume we're done here then. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the DM for confirmation.
I went back to the troll skull before you, but essentially as I get up to the door, I'm like, I can't just open this. I don't know if she's back yet. So I'm just like trying to look in the window that are now covered in cloth. And I don't want to make noise. So I'm trying to look and see if there's like little wet halfling footprints on the porch. To see if she's come back yet.
She went to the horses while invisible and is like trying to hide amongst the horses for the invisibility to wear off.
Above table, it lasts for 1 hour.
Yeah. You hear from around the corner of the troll skull, Tolomer, because you're at the door. The horses are to the right. Those are more to the eastern side. Tolomer, you overhear a little bit of commotion coming from the north end entrance.
What's our count on being invisible so far?
You've been investigating for about 10 minutes at the most.
Okay.
I'll go out, into the street and kind of try to stay somewhat close to the buildings, but I want to get out, not in the middle of the street, but out to a point where I can at least see what's happening.
Okay.
And stay as close to the troll skull as I can.
You step out. Again, no rolls needed. You're invisible, so we don't need to worry about it. You can get close enough. You see that the 6 guards that are at the north end entrance, they are currently talking to a taller, well-dressed gentleman who's saying, excuse me, please. I need to get through to the troll skull. I have an appointment to be there. I am meeting someone, and listen, guys. I'm a never ember. Get out of the way. And the 6 all look at each other and all right, come on. And they let him through. As he walks through, you see Raynair Never Ember walking towards you.
So I'm gonna do like the very quick tiptoe,
Mm-hmm.
trying to like get back without like making too much noise. And like I'm just gonna put my face up to the broken window and go.
As I'm kind of standing there, I kind of just hear like a little bit of a noise coming from the cloth, and I kind of maybe as I cast the invisibility, I'm like, okay, maybe they're coming back. I kind of peek out the window, kind of lift that corner of the cloth up. I don't see anybody, but I kind of see the Tolomer footsteps, kind of like just what footprints is. He's the only one up to the house with, after being in the water.
Does he open the window I'm at?
Sure.
It's the same one I put the cloth over.
Yes, and.
Right in the forehead.
I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna kind of walk over to the door.
Open the door. Rainier's coming.
Open the door, and as he walks in, like I can kind of feel him brush against me, and I'm just gonna kill my concentration of the invisibility.
Okay. So you kill it. Tollimer poofs up you're on the patio.
No, he said
I
he
opened the door
came
for him to walk
inside.
in.
Back,
Okay,
me cut
okay.
it
So
back.
you
Yeah, and
walked
as
in.
he walked in, I could feel him brush past me. Inside.
Okay. And Juniper, you are
By the horses.
I need an animal handling check from you as you suddenly poof in front of.
That's a nat 1.
Oh,
These horses are like, they immediately, like, this halfling just showed up out of nowhere. They're like, the fuck are you doing? You do hear with a nat 1. You hear, hey, what's the commotion over there? And you start to hear of running feet.
I'm just going to call out, sorry, I was tending my horses. And I spooked them. They're just, the explosion, they're on edge.
I need a deception check from you.
I mean, it's not technically a lie. That's a nat 20 plus 11.
Okay, all right.
My deception is plus 11, by the way. It's great.
Terrific. Yeah, that's the best part about being a bard. There's like 4 guards that come running around, and they see you taking care of these horses, and they're like, sorry madam, we need you to stay in your house, please. Like, we're still under investigation out here.
No, absolutely. I just needed to make sure the horses were fine after the explosion. I needed to know if they needed any healing. I will
Understood.
Absolutely inside, and then she heads back in.
So
Understood.
as they're running up and this conversation is happening, I'm gonna run out and just be like, "Is everything good?" So that I have a reason for being wet when Rainier comes in. Since I had to stay inside.
He is walking around the corner as you run out and talk to them real quick, and they're like, "Okay, apparently we don't understand staying in the house. Yes, everything is good. Please back into your home. We are under investigation."
I'm just gonna hands up and be like, adventurers,
I'm not trying
us.
to interrupt. I just wanted to see if we could help or something happened.
You can help by being inside. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right here if you need us.
Again, I don't think you're understand. Just stay in the house. So the two of you head back to the front door. Rainier is like dunk, 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 up the steps, and it's like, Tolima and Juniper, so good to see you.
And you, she looks now like streaks of rain, like she just looks like she's been through it, and she's gonna like kind of like pull on her clothes a little bit and kind of like ruffle out, fix her skirts and just be like, it's been an evening. Don't mind.
You fluff your messy hair back like a wet mop.
Yeah. We've had some great loss this evening, and pull back from the brink of the whatever's on the other side as she like ushers them inside.
All right. Well, I look forward to hearing about it. Yes, let's get inside. Let's get out of the rain. So you all head in. He takes off his cloak. He outside like rings it off real quick, comes in, puts it on a coat hook, and steps in and looks around. And he goes, "My goodness, this is a disaster. What happened?"
The Rise and Shine blew up a few hours ago, and the blast of the explosion blew out our windows, and we gotta finish cleaning up and get repairs done to the building.
Goodness. All right. Well, I'm sorry. Are you all okay?
We'll be okay.
One of the orphans perished in the blast, but a sacrifice sufficient enough brought them back to us.
My goodness. This is a truly sad day, but I'm glad to hear that there was at least somewhat of a bright mark in it.
I do believe I have some of the last muffins from the shop if you are hungry, or would you like a drink?
Yes. I think I could have both, please.
So
I'll look to
I'm
Tolomer to
pouring
pour him while I set muffins
I'm
out.
pouring a whiskey for myself as she's talking, and then I just kind of like nod to him, and if he says yes, I'll just pour that. I'll slide that glass over to him. And if he says no, then I'll offer.
Who's
something
that?
else.
Who's in the background there? Shane.
Where?
There's an animal in that corner. What animal is that? Not that corner, the other one. Yeah, over there.
That's my dog. That's,
Aww.
Piper. Hi, baby.
I just saw
hi?
Shadow move, and I was like,
Oh. Come here. Can we say hi?
no.
She doesn't.
Tucker also doesn't move. His mouth is wide open with his tongue hanging out, and he's snoring.
Yeah. Forgive me, I lost track here. Rainier
So
takes the muffin and the
Yeah.
drink.
So did he want the whiskey?
Yes, he does.
Muffin and a whiskey.
So he takes his drink and has a bite of his muffin, and so tell me, I obviously I saw the guards and everything outside, and the place looks like shit, if I'm being honest. Who died out there?
I mean, no one that we know personally, aside from one of our children that we were able to bring back, but there was at least 10 or so bodies. Varying halflings, humans, half elf.
Gnome. They say at the same time.
Make an insight check.
Both of us or just him?
Yeah, I'll say both of you.
10. The
16.
whiskey's getting to me.
What was that, Juniper?
16.
16. You notice his eyebrows go up at the mention of a gnome.
She immediately locks onto it. What was that? If you have information that can lead us to who caused, or even remotely put us in the direction of, we would be in your debt because. And she drops her friendly mask and looks distraught, looks like she's been traumatized tonight. She's like, I lost one of my kids weeks after losing one of my adventurers. And I promised her that I would take care of these kids.
There is
Well-
a debt to be repaid.
I understand. Well, the reason I'm here is not by happenstance. I was here.
Oh, I just thought you missed me.
Of course, always. However, I was here to meet a contact. Someone who reached out to me. That contact just so happens to have been a gnome.
The constable did say the gnome had business at Troll Skull, but we hadn't any idea why.
And the others that
was-
you saw out there.
He was in pursuit. That's what they told us when they were questioning us.
He was
Um,
pursuing, or he was
he was-
being pursued?
He was being pursued.
by a winged serpent marked individual. And then I'll look at Tolomer and let him know I found the tattoo marking.
Okay. So, with that, that will definitely open up some stuff. He sits back, finishes the drink immediately, and he says, "All right, Well, that was Delacar. When the Lords of Waterdeep ousted my father, I thought his long, dark shadow was finally gone for good. The truth is, as I've told you before, I want nothing to do with him, but his spies hound me. One of them, a gnome named Delacar, has been watching me for months. Then, about 10 days ago, the spy was suddenly nowhere to be seen. My father didn't trust many people, but he trusted that gnome. I spoke to a few of Delacar's friends. Apparently, he was on a special mission to retrieve the Stone of Golar, and was afraid that the Zentrum and the Xanathar Guild were close to catching him. When he heard about my kidnapping, he wanted more information about the adventurers who had rescued me. I think Delacar was planning to pay you to deliver the Stone of Golar to my father in Neverwinter. I was trying to get here to make sure that I had contact with him at the same time you did.
Because you don't want your father to have the stone? What does
The stone being
do?
in play. Well, the stone is part of a key. And that key opens a vault.
Is this more to do with that hidden treasure thing of the city?
The grand game. Yes.
The gnome did have a rather ornate dagger with an N amongst the filigree.
That is my father's crest. That confirms it. That gnome is Delacar.
Well, wherever he put the stone, he never made it here, unfortunately.
Did you find the stone on him?
We can't even get near him. The guards are doing an investigation. You saw how hard it was just to get into the alley. You saw what happened when I went out to check the horses.
I see. Well,
I mean,
if he
they
has
said
it,
he was being pursued by 2 or 3 individuals, and we only saw 2 amongst the bodies there. So it's possible that someone else was pursuing him and got away.
I see.
Maybe with something from him. I don't know.
We've come across this crest before, the tattoo, right? It's the
You've absolutely
the
come
wing
across
snake for
this.
sure. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. One of your very first sessions, you came across that that Zentrum tattoo.
the Zentrum, that's right. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna ask if he'd like anything else to eat, and I want to go like in back in the pantry. You know, just ask him, do you want anything else to eat? I'm gonna grab myself some bread.
Yeah, some bread, some meat would be good.
Yeah. So
I'm not picky.
Something
I'll go back
hot
and
since it's raining, I'm sure.
just a small little mini charcuterie of bread, meat, and cheese. No fruits, because I while I'm back there, I actually want to see what was in the pouch that I took off of the gnome.
Okay. You open it up, and inside, you take a look. You see, you pour it out. You are currently holding on to 5 gemstones, all of which are worth about 100 dragons each.
I'll put them back in the pouch, and kind of tuck that back away.
But not the gem that they're looking for? Is that right? Or do we not know?
You don't know. You've never seen it.
Just asking above table.
Yeah.
As he's in the back, I'm going to be talking more with Rainier. and just asking questions like, this gem, in case, we're still in the area, if we do happen to come across it, or, if he stashed it in an alleyway and a kid finds it, like, and we keep an eye out for it. What kind of gem is this? What does it look like?
The stone is not a gem. It does look more like a jade green stone. It's oblong, and normally has, every time I've seen it, has 3 eyes set inside of it.
But so every time you've seen it, so the eyes can be removed?
I heard my father speak of blinding the eyes. Additionally, we did intercept a letter that we believe was meant for my father a while back. And I believe the time that you came to Mutt's mansion, that we were discussing it at the time, and we think that Dalakar had said that he had the stone, but that it was blinded. So we do believe that the eyes are missing from the stone, and without those eyes, the stone is useless. With it, however, with them, it could potentially lead to the vault.
My flappers are gasted that this gnome would think to come hire us to deliver this stone to your father when, we have a very well working relationship with you, and he would know that if he was stalking you, as he was supposed to be keeping an eye on you. I'm confused.
News of the group that saved Rainier Neverember, Daggett Neverember's son, travels swiftly through a city like this. It's possible that Dalakar heard about you, and decided that you might be just the type of adventurers that he could use to send a message while trying to keep himself from being apprehended.
No,
and unfortunately, that choice appears to have been the wrong one for him.
Well, I don't like the news that somebody who was known to be heading to us met their demise before they got here. That kind of dampers on the business, She's gonna try and lighten the mood with a chuckle and pull back her mask of customer service friendliness.
Are you familiar with Cromley and Blastwind?
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
They're the ones outside running the investigation and have been canvassing the neighborhood and getting all accounts from everyone. So if anyone saw anything else, they would be the ones that would know.
I see. He thinks on that one for a second and says, would you be at all interested in potentially investigating this issue for me? I'm a little bit too high profile to be looking into this and have my face around.
For a friend and the right amount, I'm sure we could be convinced, she says, as if she wasn't already investigating.
Name your price.
I'm going to look to Tolomer. He's our bookkeeper.
To be honest, I think the best price is a favor for a favor, a future favor, in a time when we need the kind of help you're seeking from us. Something we can't do on our own, and you have the ability to do, I think, would be the best.
The top left of your screen. Rainier Neverember will remember that. He looks and says, "Okay, I'm agreeable to this."
We don't put a coin price on friendship, right?
Oh, he reaches out, stands up, and he puts out his hand to shake yours. Shakes all of yours. I believe the best place to start is to observe, to potentially talk to witnesses here in the alley, see what they had seen, and then we can use that information to try to find our next target and find who or what potentially killed Dalakar, and see if we can find out more about it. That being said, I must take my leave. And he goes to step to the door. Again, please feel free to contact me whenever. You can always reach me through Mert. And good luck. He goes ahead and he opens the door. He goes to step out in the rain. You hear him go, "Oh, excuse me," and takes steps down the thing. You hear a voice from the front door, a female voice. You turn and see a elvish woman standing in the doorway. Destiny, when we come back on our next session, I'm going to have you go ahead and introduce your character to the group.
Yay!
Yes. Thank you guys.
Yay.
I'm excited.
With that, I do unfortunately have a shorter session tonight, so that is where we will go ahead and end. Very nice job with the initial part of your investigation.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
Hooray.
Good job, y'all. Can't wait to play with you guys next time.
Recite
Or
it.
I'd say that a little dirtier too. Can't wait to play with you guys next time.
Hey, yo. Play with me, mommy. Sorry.
All right, no, we'll keep it in check. We'll be good, I promise. But I am excited, so
Will we?
we'll try.
What is
The
D&D if
attempts
not
will
to
be
flirt with
made.
your friends?
Right.
That's right.
I
Well-
wasn't flirting with you. My character was flirting with your character.
God, it's all Tomer's fault.
All right. Don't forget to kiss the homies goodnight.
Mwah.
Mwah.
All right, guys.
Guys,
Have a great night. Thank you very
You
much.
too.
We will see
Good
you in 2
night.
weeks. Bye.
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 Oh, wow. That really was a short session. That was like 2 hours short session. And it was a late start because tech issues galore all around. Yeah. Um, what is this? Let me check my Discord real quick. This one, search that, nothing. Are they in here? Okay, is the one no, yeah, so it's been one campaign this whole time. It's Waterdeep. Um Cass, that makes me happy. It is a definitely an extended campaign. And it is just one of the campaigns I'm in. So I have this one on Wednesday. I dropped out of the Sunday one, unfortunately, just because Sunday I just didn't have it anymore. I didn't have the spoons to keep going in it. Um, and then there's another one with my average gamers group that we play. We've only done one session on that campaign, but yeah, we're gonna snooze ads. I do, Cass, agreed. Agreed 1000%. Um, no, not this one. Who are you? You're probably a bot who just isn't paying attention. Welcome. Yeah, no, they need to go away. So this Wednesday's table is full, and I'm trying to put together an all girls table, but if an all girls table doesn't get put together, we can definitely think about um doing a different kind of like a mixed group table. Um and it also just depends on people's availability. I am so down. I love D&D. I love storytelling. Like I am so down. I'm so tired. All right, it is 11 o'clock. I'm trying to think if I want to play anything or if I just want to call it a night. Extended is a way to put it. Session 2 is 9 days away. I'm excited. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's my brain. Sorry, guys. Sorry, chat. I woke up like 2 hours from what was supposed to be a nap that turned into a sleep. So my brain is malfunctioning. Oh, usually the session goes longer. We just ran into issues tonight and we're welcoming a new person to the table next session. So it was just it was shorter this time. I promise. Like it usually goes. Okay. Let me see. We're gonna raid out to a lovely creator. Raid, raid. Grab your raid messages. Let's go show some love. Oh, I did that wrong. Professional around here, guys. All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thursday, we are TikToking in the morning. And then Friday is the Fansly stream. And yeah. I love you all so much. Eat your eats, drink your drinks, take your meds. And I really liked how the DM ended the session. Kiss your homies. Kiss the homies. They need it. Spread the love. Spread the like, spread the love. I love you all. Have a great night. You are worth it. Love yourselves.